Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to 2A softball here at Camp Verde High School, home of the Cowboys. It is the Sedona Scorpions on the road, and the Camp Verde Cowboys matching up 2A action. And first pitch is ball one. Glad to be along with you here in a foul down the left field line for strike one. 1-1 the count. As up to bat for the Sedona Scorpions is the catcher, Camila Duran, and she's got a 1-1 count on her. And we'll kind of introduce you to the players as we move along. There's a swing and a miss for strike two, 1-2 the count. 2A standings, looking at the standings and the rankings. The Camp Verde Cowboys slipped to number 3 in the rankings as Trivium Prep won yesterday, and that one's going to be ball 2. 2-2 the count. Duran, the catcher, leadoff hitter. First inning action here from Camp Verde High School. Camp Verde Cowboys come in 9-3. We got a doubleheader for you here on Verde Valley TV, Cable 1, Channel 56, and Sunlink Channel 2. And that one is going to be low for a full count. Pitcher on the mound is going to be Kaylee Rasta. She's done the most amount of innings for the Camp Verde Cowboys. Benson is number 1 in 2A softball. They'll match up here today with 3-5, number 27 Santa Cruz. That one's fouled off to keep it full. Trivium Prep, they won last night, and they will go up against Odyssey Institute. 3A number 39 here today, and then the Camp Verde Cowboys slipping yesterday to number 3, just barely, by less than 1/10 of a point in the 2A rankings. There's the pitch, and that's going to be low for ball 4. So we start off the game with a walk, and Sedona, the Scorpions, have a base runner. Duran goes down to first, and that's going to bring up Addison Burgos, second baseman. No subs out here today for Sedona. Showed up with 8 players. Everybody's going to play out here today. Number 4, Arizona Lutheran, the Coyotes. They'll go up against number 15, Northland Prep, who is 6-5 on the season, and a swing and a miss. 0-1 the count. Burgos in the box. Taking a look at the defense for the Camp Verde Cowboys. That one's going to be low. Good stop by the catcher. That's Jenica Durney behind the plate. Rosta's on the mound. Carly Astrack over at first. Nataline Beretta at second. Rachel Stockseth at shortstop. Tyra Smith at third base. And a partial swing for strike 2. 2-1 the count on the second baseman. Trying to move Duran over, who is sitting on first. And that one gets away from the catcher. Duran goes down to second, and so it moves the runner across. So the Scorpions have a lady on second with nobody out and a 2-2 count on the second batter of the ball game. Outfield for the Camp Verde Cowboys, Haley Moore over in left field. Cassandra Casillas in central. That's going to be low for ball 3, full count. And Zandy Zimmerman over in right field for the Cowboys. Full count now on the second baseman from Sedona. There it is, and she'll foul that one off to the basketball courts, off to our right behind the backstop. Somebody will go collect up that one. Full count once again, just underway. Talked a little bit about Camp Verde. Well, Sedona is in a rebuilding year. In fact, last year, after the third game in the season, they folded, and that's going to be ball 4. 2 on, nobody out. Back-to-back walks out there. Rasta trying to find the strike zone now. And that one bounces away. Runners hold. So ball 1. Bella Horton, the third baseman, is up. On deck is Jania Jimenez, the first baseman. And that's going to be ball 2. Jimenez, over the last couple of games, starting to come around a little bit for Sedona. A couple of extra base hits, and that one is low, gets part of the umpire. Both runners will advance. Throw down to third is late. So 3-0 the count. And the coaches will call timeout here. Step out and talk to their pitcher a little bit. 2A standings. This gives us a chance to talk about that a little bit. Camp Verde Cowboys are 4-0 in the 2A Central region, 4-0 in the conference, and 9-3 overall. Followed by Northland Prep, who's 3-1, 4-1, and 6-2. Sedona 0-4 on the season. Coming into today's game. Once again, last year, after the third game, the team folded and forfeited the rest of their games. So it is a rebuilding program for Coach Madrid and the Red Rock Scorpions. In fact, this year, started out with 2 games, lost to 3A number 3 Winslow, and then lost to 1A number 6 Mayer, and then the next 2 games were canceled. That one's going to be low, and that'll be ball 4 for the third walk here in the top of the first inning. No score, but the Scorpions are threatening. Scorpions then went and hosted Valley Lutheran, 2A number 23 in the rankings. Lost that one 15-3. Lost to North Point Prep, who is the 16th ranked team in 2A, 17-0. And then lost a doubleheader, back-to-back, strike 1 on the big first baseman here from Sedona. Lost back-to-back games to Northland Prep, 17-2 and then 19-0. Northland Prep is number 8 in the 2A rankings, and that one's going to be low, but swing and a miss, strike 2. So Jimenez finds herself in a hole, 0-2, as Rasta finds the lower end of the strike zone, and it looks like we're going to get a pitching change right at the beginning. Tyra Smith is going to go take third base. No, Tyra Smith is going to go pitch, and Kylie Roster will go take third base. So we got a pitching change right here in the first inning. 2-strike count, bases loaded, 3 walks. We're going to take a break here from Camp Verde High School. We'll return after this.
The Suzy Q Market is the most convenient stop for road trips with 1,500 beverage selections and plenty of snacks. And save on Conoco fuel with your Kickback Rewards card. The Suzy Q drive-thru window is the most convenient way to stop for those essentials on the way home.
Road trips start here with something for everyone.
At Suzy Q.
Shop local first, always.
Go for others.
The earth beneath my feet is turning like a wheel.
Your first set of wheels didn't come with complications, or strings, or hassles. It can be that way again. There's a simpler way to buy tires. At Tire Pros.
We're hassle-free, guaranteed.
Back here at Camp Verde High School, well, we missed the third pitch to Jania Jimenez as she struck out, and that's going to bring up the fifth batter, Mackenzie Strafford, the shortstop from Sedona. Ball one is high, ball two is high. Bases still loaded, one out. Scorpions on every bag out here at Camp Verde High School. First inning action, glad you're along with us. And the slow pitch catches the top end of the strike zone. 2-1 the count. Well, pitching change here in the first inning as Smith comes in to replace Rasta. And that one's going to be hit to the shortstop. Bounces off the glove, and a runner comes home. So the infield single scores a run for the Scorpions. Coming around to score is Duran from third. Moving on to third is Burgos. Horton takes over at second, and standing on first is McKinney Strafford. A third ground ball to the third baseman, throws over to first, too late, and that'll be a second single. 2 in for the Scorpions. Over to third is going to be Horton. First pitch swinging, how about that? Sedona Sturgeon, the left fielder, gets an RBI. And that's going to bring up the pitcher, Maggie Wenger. Suarez in the on-deck circle. There's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike one. 2 in. Bases still loaded here for Sedona. 1 out. Top of the first inning. And that one's inside for ball one. 1-1 the count. So starting off, Duran, Burgos, and Horton all walked to load up the bases. Jimenez struck out with the new pitcher. That one's high. She lays off. And then back-to-back infield singles, RBI infield singles from Strafford and Sturgeon. 2-1 count on the pitcher, Wenger. And that's going to be strike two. 2-2 the count. Leverage situation early in the game here. First inning action. First of the doubleheader. And that one's a hard ground ball. Gets through the hole between short and third. And an RBI single for Wegner. And a third run in for Sedona, matching their total, their best performance of the year offensively. And they've done it here in the top of the first. Leslie Suarez, the center fielder, will step in. And will foul that one off for strike one. 3 walk strikeout, 3 singles, RBI singles for Sedona here in the top of the first. Sedona comes in 0-4 on the season. There's going to be a ground ball down to the third baseman. Throws across the diamond to first and gets the batter out at first, but a run will come across. So a fielder's choice gets the RBI for Suarez. Coming around to score is going to be Strafford. So 4 in here in the top of the first. Strike one on the 9th hitter of the inning. And that one's going to be low, breaks away. Runner stays at third, so second and a third now. Sturgeon's over at third. Wenger is over at second. Suarez got the 4th RBI here in the first inning. There's a strike. 1-2 the count on Uribe, the right fielder. That one's high, and there's strike 3 to end the inning. So 4 in on 3 hits, 3 walks here in the top of the first for the visiting Scorpions from Sedona. Camp Verde coming up to bat after this.
At Camp Verde Ace Hardware, you'll find their employees are friendly and very helpful. It's a family-owned hardware store, and they'll treat you like a member of the family. At Camp Verde Ace Hardware, they stock household tools and all kinds of supplies. You can take advantage of their rental department. From the moment you walk in the door till the time you leave, you'll know why Camp Verde Ace Hardware is the home of legendary customer service. Pay them a visit on Main Street in Camp Verde.
Lawler Construction is the exclusive builder at Mesquite Hills Subdivision in Cottonwood, a premier local builder of custom residential and commercial projects for 33 years. Lawler Construction uses green construction methods, building efficiency into every custom design. Lawler Construction is a certified Energy Star builder. For examples, visit LawlerConstructionAZ.com. Thank you for your business, confidence, and continued referrals. Lawler Construction, a proud supporter of baseball and softball at all levels.
Back here at Camp Verde High School, home of the Cowboys, as on the mound, we'll take a look at the visiting Scorpions here. Defensively on the mound, it's going to be Wegner. Behind the plate, it is Duran. Over at first base is Jimenez. Around the horn, it's going to be Burgos at second, Strafford at shortstop. Horton is lined up here at third, wearing number 7. Around the outfield, left to right, it's going to be Sturgeon in left, Suarez in center, and Uribe over in right field. The Scorpions come in, score 4 in the top of the first inning against the Camp Verde Cowboys, and it's going to be Tyra Smith. Now the pitcher started at third base. Then it's going to be Haley Moore on deck. In the hole is going to be Cassandra Casillas, the center fielder. Camp Verde has been awesome this year, scoring runs. They have had an absolute offensive juggernaut, and that's going to be a ground ball. Second baseman gets through and past the right fielder. Turning and going to second is going to be Smith. Is she going to slow down? No, she's going to head on to third. And no throw to third base. A stand-up triple to lead off the bottom of the first. That's going to bring up Haley Moore, the left fielder. Camp Verde comes in batting .453. That one's high. Coming home to score, and the throw gets by the pitcher, and stealing home on the pass ball is Tyra Smith for the first run for the Camp Verde Cowboys. So Haley Moore up with a 1-ball, no strike count. Camp Verde comes in batting .453, an on-base percentage of better than .500, and that one's low for ball 2. Slugging percentage of .720. Lost to Winslow earlier in the year, 5-1. Swing and a miss for strike 1. 2-1 the count. Beat Mayer 18-0. Valley Lutheran 19-1. North Point Prep 22-7, and that one's going to make it up the middle for a single. Center fielder picks it up, throws it to second. Suarez gets it back in the infield. 2 up, 2 hits. Center fielder Casillas steps in. Stocksmith, the shortstop, on deck. Another lefty up here for Camp Verde Cowboys. That one's high and on her way to second. The throw. A little bit late. Stolen base out there for Moore. Wenger will deliver, and that one's going to be high. 2-0 the count. Sedona still in a rebuilding mode. Coach Madrid says he's got some pretty decent 8th graders coming into the program next year. Looking to, and he's got a young team, and that was going to be fouled off. Hit the strike zone on that one. 3-1 the count on the Camp Verde center fielder. Young team from Sedona, and there's a swing and a miss. Umpire calls that one foul, so Moore will stay on second base. Full count now on the number 3 hitter. And that one's going to be popped past first base, and that'll fall out of play. Uribe will go over and pick that one up, throw it back into the infield. Camp Verde went 3-1 in the Desert Classic as the walk and the ball gets away from the catcher. So scampering down to third is going to be Moore. First walk of the game, and they're going to get Casillas in a rundown. Coming home to score, though, is going to be Moore. But Sedona gets the first out of the inning. On a, we'll call that a caught stealing by Casillas, and Stockseth, the shortstop, steps in. Base is empty, 2 in. 4-2 the score here, 1 out. Nobody on here, bottom of the first inning. Sedona put 4 on in the top of the first. Got it, thank you. All right. A little help from the audience out here because I was trying to figure out why we were still on base here. So Casillas goes to second as an obstruction call is made, so nobody out. And we've got Casillas on third. So now an RBI opportunity for Stockseth. That one's going to be low, gets away from the catcher, coming home, could be a play. And no slide necessary. Coming home is Cassandra Casillas for the third run in the bottom of the first. So now, as I started to say, Stockseth is up with the bases empty. And that one's driven hard down the third baseline. Coach Hank had to jump out of the way of that one. I think Rachel was aiming at him, actually. Line drive past the second baseman. That one might get to the fence. Stockseth turns first, going to second. Not slowing down. She's going to look to go to third. She's not slowing down. The throw coming home, and an infield in the park home run for Stockseth for the fourth run of the bottom of the first. That ties us all up at 4-4. And that's going to bring up the fifth hole hitter. Playing second base, Beretta. Nataline wearing number 9. 1-1 the count on her. Still nobody out here. Bottom of the first, 4-4 our score. That one's going to be low for ball 2. These two squads will match up again at Sedona on April 20th. That one's high for 3-1. Going through. Might be. Actually, we're going to have that game. It's going to be baseball rather than softball on the 20th. That one's fouled off right side, just past first. Full count on Beretta. We're going to bring Sedona and Camp Verde baseball to Verde Valley TV coming up on April 20th. In fact, they're matching up today. That is going to be at Camp Verde. The walk to Beretta puts the second baseman on first base, and it's going to be Rasta stepping in. Started off as the pitcher, third baseman now, and she'll look at ball 1. That one's going to be ball 2, and scampering down to second with the stolen base is Beretta. Durney, the catcher, is on deck, and then it's going to be Carly Astrack, first baseman. That one is low. Going on to third. There's the throw, and it's going to be late. Looking at base running. Back-to-back steals out there by Beretta. Foul tip in the glove. A throw down to third, and halfway and coming home is going to be Beretta for the 5th run here in the bottom of the first. 3-1 the count. 5 in, nobody out here for Camp Verde. 72 stolen bases on the year. And that one's going to get by the pitcher to the shortstop over to first and does not make the throw. An infield hit for Rasta. Durney steps up, wearing number 23, the backstop for Camp Verde. And swings at that one high. Throw down to second, got a chance, and the head first slide, she's in. That one bounces in, going to third. There will be a throw, and tag is late. Camp Verde running all over the bases out here today. 4 stolen bases in a row. 5 so far here in the first inning to add to their 72 on the season so far. In fact, Beretta had 2 stolen bases here in the first inning. Coming home on the pass ball. And around for the 6th run in the first inning is Rasta. Durney still up there with a 3-1 count. That's going to be ball 4. Coach Madrid will call timeout, come out and talk to his pitcher out there, Wenger, and bring in the infield at the same time. Gives us an opportunity to talk a little bit more. 453 batting average for the Camp Verde Cowboys. Absolutely fantastic. Coming up is going to be Carly Acetrack, wearing number 22. Batting .481 on the season. A couple of doubles, a triple, and a home run on the season. 19 hits, 10 RBIs. The Cowboy at first, nobody out. 8th batter of the bottom of the first. Sedona did their damage in the top of the first, putting together 4 runs. And that one is high for ball 1. Camp Verde has answered back quickly. 6 runs in the bottom of the first. That one's going to bounce in for ball 2. Zimmerman, the right fielder, on deck. Limited at bat for the season, but batting .667. That one thrown over the catcher, over the umpire. For ball 3, and on to second goes Durney. Three balls, no strikes for Acetrack, the first baseman. That one's going to be low. Throw down to third. Will skip away just slightly, and down to first with the walk is Acetrack. So first and third now for the 9th hole hitter, which is Zimmerman. Right fielder steps in, uses the front of the box, drives that one up the middle, past the shortstop, and calling dead ball. No count. So that's an official do-over. There's the pitch. That one's fouled off for strike 1. So the line drive up the middle gets called back on a no pitch. There's the pitch. That one gets away. Down to second. Goes ace track. Holding. There's a little pop fly coming in. Wenger does a great job trying to get to it. And it's going to end up being a fair ball. Going down to second. And getting into second. Behind the tag is going to be Zimmerman. Ground ball, third baseman. Steps on third, throws across, almost got her at first. But the infield single, as we start to the top of the order once again, Tyra Smith started off the game with a triple. Now an infield single. Zimmerman's over on third. And down to second very quickly she goes. So second and third now for Camp Verde. 7 in the top or bottom of the first. Good block out there by Duran, keeps it in front of her. Strike one on the number 2 hitter, Haley Moore, right fielder. That one's going to be inside. Throw down to third. Close, but safe. (7-4) first inning action, and that one bounces to the plate for ball 2. So Smith is over on third. And there's a strike. 2-2 the count. And a high fly ball left field, and that's going to drop into the gap. Going on to second with a stand-up double, and now on to third. Throw over to third is going to be late. Want to make sure she's okay. A little bit weird on the slide there. Moore ends up with a triple on that one. 8-4 now the score. And ground ball to the first baseman. Jimenez picks it up and steps on first for out number 3. So 8-4 the score. We're going to take a break. Second inning coming up right after this.
All Price Insurance on Main Street in Cottonwood is your local insurance provider for personal and commercial insurance. Call and compare 23 insurance companies for home, health, auto, RV, motorcycle, boat, or ATV. Specialty insurance and insurance bonds are no problem at All Price Insurance. Call or visit All Price Insurance today.
People often refer to Larry Green Chevrolet as the people place. Keeping that reputation is a priority in the community and with every customer that comes through the door. Larry Green Chevrolet, we're better and we'll prove it. If you're in the market for a new or pre-owned car, truck, van, or SUV, you'll find our selection extensive and the sales team professional and courteous. Visit Larry Green Chevrolet just off Highway 260 next to Walmart or LarryGreenChevrolet.com.
Back here at Camp Verde High School, 8-4 our score as we start off the second inning. Coming up to bat for the Scorpions. All right, I got a little information here for you. Apparently, we had the a couple of the Camp Verde players leaving early from third base and were called out. And that's how we got to our 3 outs in the game, although the ground out to the first baseman ended the first inning, bottom of the first inning, by Casillas. Top of the order here for Sedona, and that one's going to bounce up to the plate for ball one. It's going to be Duran, Burgos, and Horton. Catcher, second baseman, and a third baseman coming up for Camp Verde. Stop to tie the shoe. Play-in tournament for 2A. Rankings 9 through 24 is coming up on May 1st. That'll be the play-in tournament. Timeout by Camp Verde as they come out. And that gives us an opportunity to go through the 2A tournament altogether. First round, play-in round is the first. First round is going to be the 3rd, 4th, 10th, and 14th. So the high seed in the play-in tournament will have advantage, home field advantage, and then it's going to be Rose Moffett Softball Complex for rounds 2, 3, and then the final for 2A is going to be played at ASU. What a thrill that'll be. 16-team single elimination for 2A. Camp Verde is going to come out with a new pitcher. Try to take a look and find out who our new pitcher is out there. Number 12, Bast Summer, a freshman, coming out for Camp Verde. Duran's up there with a 2-ball count, no strikes. 3-0. Three balls, no strikes. So, Summer with the windup and the pitch, and that's going to be strike one. 3-1 the count now. 8-4, all the damage here in the first inning. Top of the second inning here at a sunny field with the wind blowing out and a fly ball left field, and great catch out there by the left fielder. Out of play, so a fly out. And coming all the way across, and Haley Moore runs that one down in foul territory out there. Addison Burgos comes up. She walked her first time up. She's going to strike one count with the foul tip. Sedona all in black out here. Purple trim. Swing and a miss for strike two. 0-2 the count. Freshman getting an opportunity out here for the Camp Verde Cowboys. That one's high and outside. 1-2 the count. Wind swirling a little bit, but blowing out to center field, maybe even a little toward right. Ground ball, foul. Good contact, couldn't keep it in play. Burgos, the second baseman, walked and scored here in the top of the first inning. That one's a ball. 2-2 the count. Sedona rebuilding here, young team. Looking for that incoming class. Ooh, fouled off of the pole. Came back toward the catcher and the umpire and the batter really hard though. Glad that one went between the catcher and the batter. Count remains 2-2. Big swing. And the strikeout for out number 2. Third baseman Horton will step up. She too walked and scored here in the first inning. Bella, third baseman. Menez, power threat on deck for Sedona. Low and inside for ball one. Second delivery, ground ball, shortstop, picks it up cleanly across the diamond for the third out. Soxeth to ace track, and Sedona goes down here in the top of the second. 8-4, Camp Verde leading. Coming up to bat after this.
Hi, Jerry Butterbrook. Century 21 Sexton Realty has been an important part of the Verde Valley since 1954, helping people to buy or sell property with services like teamwork and integrity. Verde Valley has grown, and so has Century 21, with offices in Cottonwood and Sedona. Century 21 is always looking to hire those exceptional agents that are smarter, bolder, and faster. Call Cottonwood 634-5544. Call Sedona 282-1490.
I'm Chris.
And I'm Tandy, owners of Taylor Waste.
We're the last local garbage company homegrown in the Verde Valley.
And we want to be your first choice for residential and small business garbage service.
Get a free month service when you make the switch to Taylor Waste. Visit TaylorWaste.com for more information.
Or to start service, call Taylor Waste at 649-2662.
Taylor Waste, service tailored to your needs.
Going to be Soxeth, followed by Beretta and Arasta up for Camp Verde. Rachel had an in-the-park home run here in the first inning and a timeout. Coach needed to get around to the first base box there. And a little bow for the slide behind home plate. And that one's high. 2-0 the count. Start of the second inning. Soxeth wearing number 5 out there. 7 home runs as ball 3 kind of goes behind her. And in the park home run here today. Started today batting .551. And we'll take ball 4. And she will turn immediately and go down to second. And there's the tag. Oh, the tag is high. And timeout with the collision out there at second base. Ball got behind the catcher, immediately turned around and threw down to second, expecting that Soxeth would turn and go on to second. And she does. Glad to see she is okay. So a walk and an immediate steal of the base. And on to third she goes. Throw down is late. Back-to-back stolen bases. Soxeth is now on third with nobody out. And there's a fly ball center field and caught by the center fielder. Tagging coming home. And tagging coming in with the RBI. Sacrifice flies, Beretta. Scoring the 9th run of the game is Soxeth. That one's high to the next batter. Number 17 stepping in. That one's going to be low. 17. Mayday Chesses, I think. That one's going to be low. Ball 3. Camp Verde replacing some players here. So that one's going to be ball 4. And down with the quick walk. 1 out, 1 on, 1 in here. Bottom of the second. 9-4 the score. Durney steps in, 23. And a head first slide out there, stealing second. On ball one, Wegner delivers, and that one's a strike. Scampering down to third are the Cowboys. So 1 out, 1 on third, 1-1 the count. And that one's going to be a foul ball just behind the catcher. That one will roll into home plate. Coming home uncontested is the 10th run for Camp Verde. 2-2 count on the batter. And goes after the high pitch for the strikeout. 2 out. Base is empty now for Carly Astrack stepping in. Batting .481 on the season. And she's going to ground that one to the third baseman. Weird spin. The throw won't be in time. Gets by the first baseman. And Astrack will go on to second. Zandy Zimmerman steps in. Had a singler, first time up, scored in the first inning, and a swing and a miss. Came into today's game batting 2 for 3. Nice batting average. He's played in 5 games. And that one's going to be strike 2. 0-2 count. Wenger trying to get her second strikeout of the inning. And that one's low. Throw down to third, and Astrack goes back to second. 1-2 the count. Had a double and a triple, and that one's going to go out of play for foul ball. Hit in play, but the spin on it took it out of play. Duran got up quick, trying to get to that one before it bounced out, trying to make a play at first. Count remains 1-2 on Zimmerman. That one's high, gets by the catcher. Astrack goes down to third. So 2-2 the count now. Sedona trying to limit the damage here in the second inning to just 2. And that one's going to be ball 3. Full count now on Zimmerman. Camp Verde batted around here in the first inning. Put up 8. They've got 2 here in the second. And Zimmerman gets the walk. Goes down to first. Tyra Smith, top of the batting order, comes up. Third plate appearance here in 2 innings. And going down to second, uncontested, is Zimmerman. So second and third for the Cowboys. 2 out. Smith batting .488 on the season. That one slipped out. 2-0 count. Didn't have the grip on that one. And leaving early for the third out of the inning is going to be Astrack. So that's going to do it here for the bottom of the second. Camp Verde puts on 2, making it 10-4. We'll go to the top of the third after this.
The Suzy Q Market is the most convenient stop for road trips with 1,500 beverage selections and plenty of snacks. And save on Conoco fuel with your Kickback Rewards card. The Suzy Q drive-thru window is the most convenient way to stop for those essentials on the way home.
Road trips start here with something for everyone.
At Suzy Q.
Shop local first, always.
Go Brothers!
The earth beneath my feet is turning like a wheel.
Your first set of wheels didn't come with complications, or strings, or hassles. It can be that way again. There's a simpler way to buy tires at Tire Pros.
We're hassle-free, guaranteed.
Back here at Camp Verde High School, it is 10-4, top of the third, Scorpions up, and they start off with the dangerous first baseman, Jimenez. Jimenez takes ball one out there. She's got 2 extra base hits over her last 2 games. And a swing and a miss. 1-1 the count. Summer on the mound for Camp Verde. The freshmen getting an opportunity. And another swing and a miss. 1-2. Menace struck out in the first. First out of the first after 3 walks. And then 3 singles by Sedona. Put 4 up on the board and a little pop fly to the shortstop. And Seth gets that one. So a little pop out to the shortstop for out number 1 here in the 3rd inning. That'll bring up the shortstop, Stratford. An RBI single. First RBI of the game for Sedona. First time up. Ball 1. She came around in the first inning to score. Don't have a lot of stats on Sedona. Ooh, that one's fouled off hard. 1-1 the count. Once again, Sedona young and rebuilding. 1 senior on the squad. That one's high. Good eye. Just trying to get better every single game as they move along through the season. Trying to stay competitive. And that one's going to be a ball. Camp Verde competitive now, I'll tell you that. Ranked number 3 in 2A. Just barely slipped to number 3. And that one's going to be a walk. So Sedona's got something going here in the top of the 3rd. 1 out, 1 on. Sturgeon comes up, the left fielder. Also had an RBI single in the first. Got stranded at 3rd. And down to 2nd on the pass ball. Stolen base there for Stratford. So Sedona's got a Scorpion in scoring position. Coach Madrid comes across to the 3rd base coaching box. And a little dribbler down to the 3rd baseman. Long throw across and in time. So good job by Camp Verde. Advancing on to 3rd is going to be Stratford. But the ground out, 5-3 for the 2nd out of the inning. That brings up Wenger trying to help her own cause. 2 out and a Scorpion at 3rd and coming home to score. And across the plate on the pass ball is going to be Stratford for the 5th run of the game. Cuts the lead in half, 10-5 now for Sedona. And a ball 1 count on Wenger. Holds that bat straight up. Ball 2. Here's Summers' delivery, and that one's going to be grounded across just off the glove of the first baseman, and can't hang on to it at first is Ace Track. And on first is going to be Wenger, and the inning continues out here for Sedona. It's going to bring up the center fielder, Suarez. A nice catch in center fielder earlier this game. She had an RBI fielder's choice in the first. Now with 2 out and 1 on, we'll look at ball 1. Coach Madrid was telling me he's got 5 players this year that this is their first year playing softball. So learning softball at the varsity level. There's a strike. 1-1 the count. Summer came in to pitch here in the second inning. Gets the third inning all by herself. 2-1 the count. Camp Verde, first 2 games did not give up a run. Ground ball back to the pitcher. Summer wastes no time with the snap throw to first. And the ground out ends the inning. 10-5. The Scorpions score 1 in the top of the third. Bottom of the third. Camp Verde coming up after this.
At Camp Verde Ace Hardware, you'll find their employees are friendly and very helpful. It's a family-owned hardware store, and they'll treat you like a member of the family. At Camp Verde Ace Hardware, they stock household tools and all kinds of supplies. You can take advantage of their rental department. From the moment you walk in the door till the time you leave, you'll know why Camp Verde Ace Hardware is the home of legendary customer service. Pay them a visit on Main Street in Camp Verde.
Lawler Construction is the exclusive builder at Mesquite Hills Subdivision in Cottonwood, a premier local builder of custom residential and commercial projects for 33 years. Lawler Construction uses green construction methods, building efficiency into every custom design. Lawler Construction is a certified Energy Star builder. For examples, visit LawlerConstructionAZ.com. Thank you for your business, confidence, and continued referrals. Lawler Construction, a proud supporter of baseball and softball at all levels.
Camp Verde comes in averaging 9.8 runs per game. They've got 10 on the scoreboard starting the top of the third out here today. Sedona Camp Verde baseball coming up on the 20th. It's going to be the Cowboys and the Scorpions. Dominic Bruno in his 2A division leading run scorer. And Dawson McCune, number 3 in RBIs in 2As. Take on the Scorpions on the 20th of April. That one will be at Sedona versus Jahia Grandin with an average of 391. Matthew Capazzi with an average of 409. Once again, a Scorpion team that is young. In fact, Ryan Farmer, the only senior on that squad. That'll come up on April 20th. 1-1 the count now. Tyra Smith, the batter. She was up when Ace Track left third base early to end the second inning. And a ground ball, shortstop picked up clean across the diamond. And the 6-3 ground out. Tyra Smith on base twice, not that time though. Ground out 6-3, and that's going to bring up Haley Moore, the left fielder. Singleton scored in the first with a stolen base, tripled in the second, and then got called out for leaving early in the second. And a ground ball headed toward the right-hand side. Pitcher picks it up and can't get it over to the first baseman. Ball goes away from the first baseman, and Jimenez scoops it up. But on second is going to be Moore with the infield hit. So Summer, the pitcher, comes up. Her first at bat. And takes ball 1. Moore at second. Smith grounded out to the shortstop. Moore singled, infield single, got to second, and the throw down to third. There's going to be a play, and safe. No slide with the stolen bases, Moore. So Camp Verde's got a runner on third, one out, and a swing and a miss. Wenger gets it by her on the high side there, 1-2 the count. That one's way high. Bounces back, and staying on third is going to be Moore. That one hit high on the backstop and bounced right back to the catcher. Actually got a little help from the umpire as it hit his shoe and stopped right there. Wenger delivers, and once again high. And down with the walk. And turning around, going to second base immediately. And now going home is going to be Moore, and the throw is high. Summer goes on to third after the walk. And coming home to score is Moore, 11-5 now, Camp Verde. Little base running trickery out there. One out, one on, one in for Camp Verde. Rachel Stockseth steps in, and ball one is in the dirt. Been on twice, scored twice, and in the park home run, her 8th home run of the season in the first. Then walked, stole a couple of bases, and scored, and that one's going to be off to the left fielder, and dropped. Oh, caught and dropped, and Stockseth comes all the way to second, and the throw comes into third, gets away from the catcher, and coming around to score is going to be Stockseth. So Summer is in. The fly ball to the left fielder just popped out of the glove, thought she had it. And then Stockseth comes all the way around to score. So 13-5 now. Beretta in for the Cowboys now. That one's ball one. Second baseman walked and scored in the first, had an RBI sac fly to the center fielder in the second. Looks at ball two. Came in batting .200 on the season, playing 8 games. 2 hits, 1 run scored, 2 for 10. Scored once, scored her second time of the season here in the first inning. And that one, she's going to go straight on to second. And they've got her held up, but holding the ball is going to be Wenger. So the walk. Beretta on base for the second time in the game, and that's going to immediately go to a stolen base. Scampering down to second is Beretta. I think that might be Chastney. Maddie, I'm going to have to ask, but the ball is high, so ball two. That one's fouled off, making it 2-1. All right, so it's actually pronounced Madai. 2-1 count. 1 out, 1 on. And good stop by the catcher, keeps that in front of her. It's going to keep Beretta on third. 3-1 the count. Chavez. We got to talk to somebody about their handwriting here. Madai Chavez lines that one, third base. Ooh, foul. Got a good shot on it. getting over and getting in front of it was Horton. Had a shot at catching that one at the ankle level in the air. So full count now to Chavez. And she'll ground that one to the shortstop. Pops out of the glove, throws it back into the pitcher. So coming around to score is Beretta. So 14-5 now. Durney steps in. Hard hit ball up the middle for the base hit. And they're going to throw into second. Going on to third is Chavez. Coming home. Throw home is going to be late. And on to second is Durney. So the single. And then she goes to second on the throw home. And then coming all the way around to score is Chavez. And Ace-Track steps in there. First baseman grounds that one past the pitcher. Second baseman up with it and across. Oh, off the glove. And Ace-Track makes the turn to second. Coming around to score is going to be Durney. And that makes it 16-5. Durney, thank you. I appreciate all the help. How do you do with counseling? Zimmerman steps in. Pop fly. First baseman grabs that one. Jimenez gloves it for out number 2. So the pop out to the first baseman. Second out in the third inning. Tyra Smith steps up. Tyra led off the inning. Grounded out to the shortstop. Strafford to start off the inning. He's already been on base twice and scored twice, and that's going to be a line drive. That one splits the gap in left center field, goes to the fence. Ace-Track comes home, turning second and going to third. A play, and tag does not work. So 17-5 now. Camp Verde in the lead. Second triple of the game for Smith. And Moore will step in. Moore is 3 for 3. Singled and scored in the first, had a triple. Out leaving early in the second. Singled and stole a base in the third earlier in this inning and scored the first run of this inning. That one's going to be lined to left field. Would have been a base hit, but leaving early is Smith for the third out of the third inning. So that's going to do it for the third inning. Top of the fourth coming up. Sedona's got some work to do. Trailing by 12, 17-5. We'll be back after this.
All Price Insurance on Main Street in Cottonwood is your local insurance provider for personal and commercial insurance. Call and compare 23 insurance companies for home, health, auto, RV, motorcycle, boat, or ATV. Specialty insurance and insurance bonds are no problem at All Price Insurance. Call or visit All Price Insurance today.
People often refer to Larry Green Chevrolet as the people place. Keeping that reputation is a priority in the community and with every customer that comes through the door. Larry Green Chevrolet, we're better and we'll prove it. If you're in the market for a new or pre-owned car, truck, van, or SUV, you'll find our selection extensive and the sales team professional and courteous. Visit Larry Green Chevrolet just off Highway 260 next to Walmart or LarryGreenChevrolet.com.
Back here for the top of the fourth, we want to thank Arizona Smile Designers for sponsoring Verde Valley Softball and Baseball. This is our fourth of 6 games available. Actually 7 since we're going to do the doubleheader. And back to the pitcher, and Summer will catch that one. So Emily Uribe lines out to the pitcher to start off the 4th inning. That'll bring up the top of the order. Duran, the catcher, walked and scored in the first, flied out to left field in the second. Takes the back of the box, gets herself set, and drives that one toward the hole. Good stop by the shortstop and across to first, and 1 pitch, 2 outs. Actually, 2 pitches, 2 outs. Stockseth with a strong arm going to the hole and across to ace track for the second out of the inning. Sedona's hit it hard, though, twice in a row. And third one, a ground out. 3 pitches, 3 outs. And just like that, Sedona gets out of Camp Verde gets out of the inning. 3 outs, 3 pitches, 3 up, 3 down, 17-5. Your score. Will return to Camp Verde High School after this.
Hi, Jerry Butterbrook. Century 21 Sexton Realty has been an important part of the Verde Valley since 1954, helping people to buy or sell property with services like teamwork and integrity. Verde Valley has grown, and so has Century 21, with offices in Cottonwood and Sedona. Century 21 is always looking to hire those exceptional agents that are smarter, bolder, and faster. Call Cottonwood 634-5544. Call Sedona 282-1490.
I'm Chris.
And I'm Tandy, owners of Taylor Waste.
We're the last local garbage company homegrown in the Verde Valley.
And we want to be your first choice for residential and small business garbage service.
Get a free month service when you make the switch to Taylor Waste. Visit TaylorWaste.com for more information.
Or to start service, call Taylor Waste at 649-2662.
Taylor Waste, service tailored to your needs.
It's going to be more summer in Stockseth for the Camp Verde Cowboys coming up. I want to thank all of our sponsors out here for helping us out, including Arizona Smile Designers. Arizona Smile Designers. Hey, by the way, you can protect future smiles with Arizona Smile Designers. Supposedly wisdom teeth come at an age when people are, well, presumably a little wiser. I guess that means mine were way early. During regular cleanings with standard x-rays, Arizona Smile Designers can watch for wisdom teeth growth and check for potential overcrowding. This is especially necessary if you've already had the expensive braces. Visit Arizona Smile Designers on Willard and Cottonwood or get info at azsmiledesigners.com. Haley Moore, the left fielder, steps in. She's been on base 3 times, 3 for 3. That one's high. Single that scored in the first, tripled, and then out leaving early in the second. And ball 2 out there. And then back in the third, last inning, singled, stole a base, and scored. Lefty looks at that one high. 3-0 the count on the leadoff hitter here. And that's going to be grounded in the hole there in right field and off the right fielder. Turning, going to second. They've got to play, and it's close. And can't make the tag. So the single and advancing on to second is going to be Moore. Freshman pitcher Summer steps in. She walked and scored in the third. And that's going to be ball 1. 17-5. 12-run lead and a play at third. Head first dive as Moore goes in, stealing third. So Camp Verde's got a runner on third. Bottom of the fourth, nobody out. High comes right back to the pitcher, and Moore wisely stays there. Not a lot of room behind the backstop here at Camp Verde High School. Ball gets by the catcher. And it's something they can get on immediately. Good stop there by Duran. And gets the ball back to the pitcher, going straight on to second. And the slide, show him the ball, and out at second is going to be Summer. Moore stays there at third. So the walk and then the put out at second. Going 1-6. First out of the inning. Moore still standing on third. Stockseth is up. She scored 3 times in the game. Last time on an error and then came around and scored. Walked and scored in the second, and an in-the-park home run in the first inning. Ball 1 the count to the shortstop, and a big swing. Shortstop gets a glove on it but can't control it. Stockseth turns first and immediately goes to second, and a big slide into second. So the two base are out there for Stockseth, and she didn't even hesitate going around first. Coming around to score is Moore in an RBI. Big swing and a miss. The ball gets away from the catcher. She's going to run back at her. Coming back, and then Stockseth notices that nobody came to cover home as the catcher ran her back to third, and she will score. That makes it 19-5. And Beretta up with the bases empty now. 1 strike count. Nobody on, 1 out here, bottom of the 4th. And that one is low for ball 1. I'd like to thank our friends at Jones Ford, where you'll save with the lowest sales tax around. They're located, of course, between Cottonwood and Camp Verde. Hard ground ball to the shortstop. Gets in front of it, picks it up, throws it across. And safe the call at first, and beating it out with the infield single is Beretta. Chavez steps in. Singled and scored back in the 3rd. Strike 1. And the throw down to second. Late. Stolen base for Beretta. 1 strike count on Chavez. Wenger delivers. Throw down to third. Head first slide. And safe. 2 pitches, 2 stolen bases there. Came into today's game with no stolen bases. Has 5 on the game so far. That one's a little high. 2-1 the count. 2 out, 1 on. Camp Verde with a lead, 19-5. That one's low. Good stop by Duran. Three and 1 the count. Wenger trying to keep it going. Ground ball, shortstop, picked up, long throw across, and a little bit late. Turning, going to second with the head first slide is Chavez. So that's going to bring up Jenica Dernay. Got to do all of these things phonetically. Coming over to third is Chavez. Throw is late. Horton stops it though, gets it back to the pitcher. 19-5, 2 out, 1 strike count. One and 1 now. 2 and 1, pardon me, 3 and 1. Holy cow, scoreboard's going nuts. That one's popped up near side. No one's going to get to it. Good effort out there, but it's going to land foul. Scoreboard showed full count, but it is actually 2-2. 1 on, 2 out, and Chavez left early for the third out in the inning, so it is 19-5. Top of the fifth coming up. Sedona's got to get within 10 to keep this one going. We'll return to Camp Verde High School after this.
Hi, Jerry Butterbrook. Century 21 Sexton Realty has been an important part of the Verde Valley since 1954, helping people to buy or sell property with services like teamwork and integrity. Verde Valley has grown, and so has Century 21, with offices in Cottonwood and Sedona. Century 21 is always looking to hire those exceptional agents that are smarter, bolder, and faster. Call Cottonwood 634-5544. Call Sedona 282-1490.
I'm Chris.
And I'm Tandy, owners of Taylor Waste.
We're the last local garbage company homegrown in the Verde Valley.
And we want to be your first choice for residential and small business garbage service.
Get a free month service when you make the switch to Taylor Waste. Visit TaylorWaste.com for more information.
Or to start service, call Taylor Waste at 649-2662.
Taylor Waste, service tailored to your needs.
Back here at Camp Verde High School, Sedona coming up, trailing 19-5. It's going to be Horton, third baseman, Jimenez, the first baseman, and Stratford, the shortstop. Did some damage in the first inning. In fact, Horton walked and scored in the first inning, grounded out to the shortstop. Stockseth in the second inning, and here in the fifth, drives that one to center field. It gets down, it'll get past the center fielder, and around first she goes, on to second. A stand-up double to start off the fourth inning for Horton and the Scorpions. Line that one right back up the middle. Jimenez comes up, the first baseman. She's got a couple of extra base hits over the last couple of games, a double and a triple. Here in this one, struck out in the first inning, popped out to the shortstop in the third, looking to do some damage with the Scorpion in scoring position here in the fourth, a one-strike count. And that one's grounded toward the third baseman, picked up, thrown across, and out at first, but moving on to third is going to be Horton. So a ground out, third to first for Jimenez. One out, Stratford steps in. She has scored twice. She looks at ball one. And an RBI single out in the first. And then walked, stole a base, and scored in the third. And that one is tipped, saved in play. So Durnay saves that from going out of bounds. If she would have picked it up clean, had a play at first base, but it's going to go as an infield single. Staying at third is going to be Horton. So first and third are the Scorpions. And Sturgeon, the left fielder, steps in. And an RBI single in the first, grounded out to the third baseman in the third. Pops that one straight up. Summer calls for it, gets it, squeezes it, throws it back to first, and they double her out. I thought they had doubled her up at first base, but she had walked off the base and then tagged out, and that'll be the final out here in the top of the fifth. That should do it, making the final score of game number one 19-5. So the pop out to first base and then a double play on to first, 1-3, and that'll end game one of our doubleheader here at Camp Verde High School. 19-5, the final score. We want to thank our friends at Gordon and Gordon Law for helping us out, sponsoring Verde Valley Baseball and Softball. For corporate formations, business law, collections, and construction law, turn to Gordon and Gordon, attorneys at law. Visit GordonLawAZ.com or stop in at their office at 850 Cove Parkway in Cottonwood. Trust well placed, Gordon and Gordon Law. We'll take a break, come back for the post game in between both of our doubleheader games out here. We'll do some stats for you. We'll return to Camp Verde High School after this.
The Suzy Q Market is the most convenient stop for road trips with 1,500 beverage selections and plenty of snacks. And save on Conoco fuel with your Kickback Rewards card. The Suzy Q drive-thru window is the most convenient way to stop for those essentials on the way home.
Road trips start here with something for everyone.
At Suzy Q.
Shop local first, always.
Go for others.
The earth beneath my feet is turning like a wheel.
Your first set of wheels didn't come with complications or strings or hassles. It can be that way again. There's a simpler way to buy tires at Tire Pros.
We're hassle-free, guaranteed.
19-5, the final score of Game 1 here, the front end of the doubleheader. Can't think of a better place to be a doubleheader on a gorgeous spring day here in Camp Verde. The wind blowing out, partially sunny, partially cloudy here at Camp Verde High School. And the Sedona Scorpions fall to 0-5 on the season. I'll tell you what, they started out of the gate well, though, scoring 4 in the first, 1 in the third, and then go down in 3 pitches, 3 outs in the fourth, and then put a run into it here in the fifth, trying to stay alive. Started off the fifth inning with a double, and the inning ended with a pop-out double play to the Camp Verde pitcher, Summer. Out here today for game number 1, Duran. Catcher ends up 0 for 2, but scored a run on a walk here in the first inning. Burgos ends up 0 for 2 with a run scored on a walk as well. Horton, third baseman, 1 for 2, including a double and a walk, scored a run in the game. Jimenez goes 0 for 3 in the game. Shortstop, Stratford, had a great game, 2 for 2, 2 runs scored and a walk, on base 3 times in the game. Sturgeon ends up 1 for 3. Wenger, the pitcher, goes 2 for 2 in the game, pair of singles, including an RBI in the first inning. Suarez ends up 0 for 2 in the game. Uribe ends up 0 for 2 in the game as well. RBIs for the Sedona squad end up with 2 RBIs for the pitcher Wenger, 1 each for Stratford and Sturgeon, the left fielder. We're in between games. Game number 1, 19-5, Camp Verde on top. We'll take a break here between these games, and we'll do some stats here for Camp Verde coming up after this.
At Camp Verde Ace Hardware, you'll find their employees are friendly and very helpful. It's a family-owned hardware store, and they'll treat you like a member of the family. At Camp Verde Ace Hardware, they stock household tools and all kinds of supplies. You can take advantage of their rental department. From the moment you walk in the door till the time you leave, you'll know why Camp Verde Ace Hardware is the home of legendary customer service. Pay them a visit on Main Street in Camp Verde.
Lawler Construction is the exclusive builder at Mesquite Hills Subdivision in Cottonwood, a premier local builder of custom residential and commercial projects for 33 years. Lawler Construction uses green construction methods, building efficiency into every custom design. Lawler Construction is a certified Energy Star builder. For examples, visit LawlerConstructionAZ.com. Thank you for your business, confidence, and continued referrals. Lawler Construction, a proud supporter of baseball and softball at all levels.
Quite a few little colored-in boxes here for Camp Verde for game number 1. 19 of them to, be specific. In fact, during the first inning, Camp Verde ended up scoring 8 of their first 9 batters in the game. Left early a couple of times, creating some outs, and batted 12 around in the first inning. 8-4 was the score in the first inning. Smith, Moore, Castillas, Stockseth, Beretta, Rasta, the first pitcher of the game, All scored. Durnay scored, as well as Zimmerman and Smith scored twice. How about that in the game? Smith, third baseman for Camp Verde, ends up 3 for 4 in the game with a single and a pair of triples. Got to the fence, grounded the ball to the fence twice in the game, and got on the horse, ran around the bases, did not stop. Moore ended up 4 for 4 in the game, 3 singles and a triple in the third inning. Castillas, the center fielder, went 0 for 1 in the game, but scored on a walk in the first inning. Summer came in, replaced her in the batting order, walked twice, stole some bases, and scored in the fourth inning. Stocks at the shortstop ended up hitting an inside-the-park home run in the first inning, and then walked and scored in the second, reached on an error and scored in the third, and then doubled and scored in the fourth. So she ends up 3 for 4 on the game. Beretta, the second baseman, scored twice in the game, an RBI sac fly in the second, walked and scored in the first, and a single, and then left early for the final out of the fourth inning in the fourth. Rasta started the game pitching, walked 3, and then went over to third base. Smith came in, replaced her, and then Summer ended up finishing the game for Camp Verde here, the freshman getting an opportunity. Rust ends up with a 1 for 1 in the game. Singled and scored in the first. Chavez came in and replaced her in a switch. Walked and scored in the second. And singled and scored in the third. So she ends up 1 for 1 with 2 runs scored, Chavez, that is. Durnay ends up 1 for 2 in the game. Singled and scored in the third. Struck out in the second. And then walked and left early in the first. Walked and scored in the first. So scored 2 runs on the game. First baseman Ace Track ends up 2 for 2 in the game with a walk and a run scored. Zimmerman finishes the game 1 for 2, singled and scored in the first, walked in the second, and popped out in the third. 19-5, the final score of game number 1. Game number 2 around the corner. Want to thank some of our sponsors, which include our friends at Arizona Smile Designers, who remind you about Invisalign. Straight teeth are healthy teeth. In fact, crowded teeth can promote periodontal disease and even premature wear of the teeth. So you can have a free consultation with Arizona Smile Designers about Invisalign. Now, you know about Invisalign. That's the invisible aligner. After pictures, impressions, and x-rays, and in one visit, you're going to know how long and how many different invisible aligners you're going to need to get the smile you want. Visit Arizona Smile Designers on Willard and Cottonwood, or get more info at azsmiledesigners.com. We'll take a break here, talk about the squads a little bit. Game number 2 right around the corner here from Camp Verde High School. The Scorpions and Cowboys coming up.
All Price Insurance on Main Street in Cottonwood is your local insurance provider for personal and commercial insurance. Call and compare 23 insurance companies for home, health, auto, RV, motorcycle, boat, or ATV. Specialty insurance and insurance bonds are no problem at All Price Insurance. Call or visit All Price Insurance today.
People often refer to Larry Green Chevrolet as the people place. Keeping that reputation is a priority in the community and with every customer that comes through the door. Larry Green Chevrolet, we're better and we'll prove it. If you're in the market for a new or pre-owned car, truck, van, or SUV, you'll find our selection extensive and the sales team professional and courteous. Visit Larry Green Chevrolet just off Highway 260 next to Walmart or LarryGreenChevrolet.com.
Well, Sedona will probably have the same lineup here for game number 2 as their squad came over to Camp Verde High School. 9 players is what they were able to bring. And so I imagine we're going to have the same lineup, assuming that everybody is set and ready to go for game number 2. Sedona ends up 0-5 on the season so far going into game number 2. Had a couple of games canceled, which did not work out well for them. Certainly cut back the number of games that they were going to be able to see as they moved along the season, and that certainly can play a role and make a difference out there. This is one of what now is 7 games that you can catch on Verde Valley TV, which is Suddenlink Channel 2, Cable 1, Channel 56. Or, of course, you can go to myradioplace.com and look for the games on demand. In fact, a couple of fantastic games out there. If you just love high school sports, you got Mingus Marauder Baseball versus the Arcadia Titans, that one earlier here in the month. You can look for that one online and catch that one if you would like to do so. Phenomenal matchup. Great game between the Lady Marauders in softball and the Bradshaw Bears. That one is available as well. You can check out these 2 games since we're talking softball, Sedona and Camp Verde. Both of these games, this doubleheader can be caught online and on Verde Valley TV. We got one more softball game coming up for you, which is going to be Mingus Softball versus the Flagstaff Eagles of Grand Canyon region for a matchup. That one coming up on the 11th of April. Switching over to baseball, another great baseball game for you. The Mingus Marauders and the Bradshaw Bears in Grand Canyon region play. That one, I'll just give you an inside hint, that one went into extra innings. Then we got another baseball game coming for you. Camp Verde will go visit at Sedona on April 20th. And so we'll go film that one in the beautiful Red Rocks of Red Rock High School. I want to thank Jones Ford for helping us out with Verde Valley Baseball and softball. And award-winning service is just part of the story at Jones Ford. Expert vehicle repairs start with stellar customer service since 1970. Jones Ford has had an awesome track record of taking care of neighbors. Neighbors taking care of neighbors. That's Jones Ford between Cottonwood and Camp Verde on Highway 260. Other things coming up. Here a little bit later on. In fact, we're going to be back in Camp Verde, one of our radio stations, KVRD Country 105.7 FM, an annual remote going on with Camp Verde Ace Hardware coming up on April 20th. KVRD will be on site from 1 to 4. And then, of course, Earth Day with the Yavapai Apache Nation. They'll be celebrating Earth Day on the 13th. We'll be out for that one. That'll be with our sister station, KKLD, from 10 to noon. House of Ruth is doing a grand opening of Ruthie's Closet, which is their brand new facility. It's going to be where you can purchase and exchange kids and baby clothes and equipment. It's going to be fantastic, and that House of Ruth grand opening is coming up KVRD and KQST on the 13th of April. You're going to want to be out for that one. Friday Night Cruise Series starts on KKLD also on Friday the 12th coming up. And another fantastic event on the April 20th, Buena Vista Children's Services is doing their Celebrate Children celebration. Sounded a lot of celebrations in there. 9:30 to 12:30 coming up on KQST Buena Vista in Cottonwood. Fantastic facility where you can go and find out about all there is to see and do throughout northern Arizona with kids through education and entertainment and sports and so on and so forth. There's Coach Henry from Camp Verde. Chokehold Henry, right? From his wrestling days. Bobby Weir, coached with him for many years. And we got our starting lineup here for our second game from Camp Verde, which is fantastic. We're going to take a break. Game number 2 right around the corner here. Camp Verde victorious in the first game, 19-5, 10-run ruled in 5 innings. Game number 2 around the corner. We're still wind blowing out towards center field here at Camp Verde High School. We'll be back after this.
The Suzy Q Market is the most convenient stop for road trips with 1,500 beverage selections and plenty of snacks. And save on Conoco fuel with your Kickback Rewards card. The Suzy Q drive-thru window is the most convenient way to stop for those essentials on the way home.
Road trips start here with something for everyone.
At Suzy Q.
Shop local first, always.
Go for others.
The earth beneath my feet is turning like a wheel.
Your first set of wheels didn't come with complications or strings or hassles. It can be that way again. There's a simpler way to buy tires at Tire Pros.
We're hassle-free, guaranteed.
Well, taking a look at Camp Verde, and they're warming up for game number 2 out here. In fact, they started the first 2 games beating number 6 in 1A, Mayor, 18-0 in 5 innings, and then a 4-0 win over Payson, a good win. 3A squad ranked number 6 through yesterday in 3A. Then Williams, 1A number 1, a 10-1 victory over the William Vikings. Then on to Chino Valley, actually hosted Chino Valley, who is now number 14 in 3A, winning that one 10-6, only gave up 7 runs in 4 victories, then went 6-3 in the Gracie Lee Hott Invitational. During that Invitational, played some great competition. Potential playoff competition actually coming up. The Benson Bobcats, who are number 1 in 2A. Right now, Camp Verde came in, just slipped to number 3 this morning in 2A, but lost to Benson by a score of 6-5. That was a phenomenal game. That was game number 3 of the Invitational. Also lost to 2A number 9, Thatcher, the Eagles, by a score of 4-5. That one was close. And then lost to 3A number 8 by a score of 7-5, and that being Snowflake. Took down Valley Lutheran. Big victory over number 16 North Point Prep as strike number 1 of game number 2 is underway. Borgade Catholic lost to them. 3A squad 15-14, and a big swing and a miss out here as we are underway. Horton leads off out here. Third baseman for the Scorpions. Quickly down to an 0-2 count. And on the mound, it's going to be Finley. J.C. Finley. Big Camp Verde pitcher. And strike 3 on the bunt attempt, and they're going to throw her out at first. So strikeout number 1 for the Scorpions. Finley comes in with an ERA of 3.28, 6-1 on the season. He's pitched almost 60 innings. Actually, with that out, she has pitched 60 innings. Given up 54 hits. Bunt attempt goes foul. 32 runs, only 28 of them earned. 13 walks to go along with 104 strikeouts on the season. So she has been deadly. Bunt attempt 2 for strike 2. She's given up 2 home runs on the season. And Finley quickly to an 0-2 count, and bunt attempt 3 for the strikeout. So back-to-back strikeouts. That's going to bring up number 19, Burgos. Number 3 hitter. 2 out, nobody on. Finley delivers, and strike is called on a bunt attempt. Finley throws hard out here. There's the windup and second strike. 0-2 count. Been ahead of all the hitters here in the top of the first. She lines that one out of play to the right-hand side, and it's still rolling up the hill and around to the other field over there. And a big swing and a miss. So Finley strikes out the side against the Scorpions to start the top of the first. No score. Camp Verde coming up. We'll be back after this.
At Camp Verde Ace Hardware, you'll find their employees are friendly and very helpful. It's a family-owned hardware store, and they'll treat you like a member of the family. At Camp Verde Ace Hardware, they stock household tools and all kinds of supplies. You can take advantage of their rental department. From the moment you walk in the door till the time you leave, you'll know why Camp Verde Ace Hardware is the home of legendary customer service. Pay them a visit on Main Street in Camp Verde.
Lawler Construction is the exclusive builder at Mesquite Hills Subdivision in Cottonwood, a premier local builder of custom residential and commercial projects for 33 years. Lawler Construction uses green construction methods, building efficiency into every custom design. Lawler Construction is a certified Energy Star builder. For examples, visit LawlerConstructionAZ.com. Thank you for your business, confidence, and continued referrals. Lawler Construction, a proud supporter of baseball and softball at all levels.
Well, it's going to be Smith, Moore, Casillas, Stockseth, if somebody gets on here for Camp Verde. Sedona making some changes out here. Burgos goes to third for game number 2. Men is still on first. And let's see, number 4, Wenger pitched the first game. That's what I love about high school sports. Pitch the first game, get to catch the second. Love it. So Wenger's behind the plate for game number 2. And first up is going to be Smith. She'll pop that one. Center field and a running grab out there. Making the catch in center field. Suarez continues out there, so a fly out on the first pitch to center field for Smith. That brings up Moore. Moore, the left fielder. Lefty out there. Pitching the second game. It's going to be Horton. Horton hits the batter. So hit by pitch. Well, put Moore on. He's made a home on the bases here so far this afternoon, and that's going to bring up Casillas. Running on the play, and the throw down is late. So hit by pitch and a stolen base out there by Moore. And a line drive past the second baseman. It'll get past Uribe out in right field, and coming around to score is going to be Moore. Casillas turns second, doesn't even slow down, and turns to go home. And quickly a 2-0 lead out here by Camp Verde. So bases empty out there for Camp Verde, 1 out. Stockseth steps in, had a inside the park home run in game number 1. The shortstop looks at ball 1. Here's the windup, and that one stays outside. Ball 2 from Horton. That one's inside. Skipping out of the way as the shortstop from Camp Verde. 3-1 the count now. And she'll look at ball 4, take her base. Ball gets around from the catcher, and Stockseth immediately down to second. A big slide in. Ball gets behind the shortstop and then on to third with a slide. So Stockseth showing off her speed. Walks and ends up on third. 1 out, 1 on, 2 in. Jenna Huey comes up to the plate for her first plate appearance. Coming in to score on the pass ball, and Stockseth may need to go get some oxygen. Huey, her first home game back after a knee injury. Stepping up to the plate. And timeout from Coach Madrid. So go out and talk to his pitcher, Horton. Gives us a chance to kind of go through the rest of the lineup here. Sharp is coming in to play right field for Camp Verde and batting 6th. Wearing number 6. Finley is batting 7th. Big pitcher from Camp Verde. Holm is going to be behind the plate. Designated player. It's going to be number 20, Peterson. And then Miranda Sharp is going to be the flex player out there for Camp Verde. Okay, I do need to correct the audience out here. The camera is worth more than $50. If you try to hit the camera. No, don't hit the guy either, please. Would certainly appreciate that. So we're going to have a change of pitcher. So the going to switch out, and the catcher is taking off the gear. So we're going to have a new catcher, new pitcher out here. We're going to take a break here from Camp Verde High School. 3-0, the Camp Verde Cowboys on top. Will return after this.
All Price Insurance on Main Street in Cottonwood is your local insurance provider for personal and commercial insurance. Call and compare 23 insurance companies for home, health, auto, RV, motorcycle, boat, or ATV. Specialty insurance and insurance bonds are no problem at All Price Insurance. Call or visit All Price Insurance today.
People often refer to Larry Green Chevrolet as the people place. Keeping that reputation is a priority in the community and with every customer that comes through the door. Larry Green Chevrolet, we're better and we'll prove it. If you're in the market for a new or pre-owned car, truck, van, or SUV, you'll find our selection extensive and the sales team professional and courteous. Visit Larry Green Chevrolet just off Highway 260 next to Walmart or LarryGreenChevrolet.com.
Back here at Camp Verde High School, some interesting history going on. Actually, Coach Madrid from Sedona actually comes from some California schools. He's actually got the winning record for Claremont High School in San Diego. Also coached at Julian High School in San Diego, where they last got to the finals. First year here in Sedona. Mr. Bird gave him a call and asked him if he'd come over and coach this year and help out. Coach Madrid actually played on the Pittsburgh Steelers practice team. Also has coached some rather famous names, Rick Williams, Nate Chandler more recently. Once again, Sedona folded after 3 games last year. 5 of the current players have never played, and very quickly around is Jenna Huey showing off the knee is all better. So going behind the plate now is going to be Strafford, the shortstop. Durand goes out to pitch. No. I'm going to go back to Wenger, back on the mound, who pitched the first game. So a 2-ball count now with Sharp up to bat, playing right field. Now it's going to be low, gets away from the catcher. She's able to contain it. Huey walked, took second immediately, and then went on to third with the stolen base. 1 on, 3 in, 1 out. Wenger throws that one high, and coming home to score is going to be Huey. 4th run of the inning, 4th run of the game so far. Camp Verde leading 3-0 here, bottom of the first. Sharp walks and immediately goes on to second with the pass ball. And Finley, they automatically walk. So first and second now. Holm, the catcher, comes up. And a pinch runner coming in. Zimmerman's going to come in to run for Finley. Finley's like, well, they walked me, and now I got to come back to the bench. Didn't even get to play. 1 out, 2 on. Big swing and a miss. Ball gets behind the catcher, and runners will advance. Sharp goes on to third. Zimmerman, running for Finley, goes on to second. Wenger back out on the mound here. She pitched the first game, and that one's going to be lined to left center field, and it gets into the gap and off to the wall, and off to the races go the Cowboys. 2 in, and on to third. Standing up with a triple out there is going to be Holm. Two RBI triple out there for the catcher for game number 2. That's going to bring up Peterson. Peterson takes ball 1. Ball gets behind the catcher, and Holm comes in to score. 8 up, 7 in. That one's high and over. 2-0 the count. Trying to catch up and see if I can get stats on some of these players as they come in. 3-0 the count. 9th batter here in the bottom of the first. And the walk. The throw down to second and gets away from the second baseman and on to second. Go the Cowboys. So another Cowboy in scoring position, and Smith comes up. Second plate appearance here in the bottom of the first. The third baseman flew out to Suarez in center field and pops that one down the right field line, and it is a foul ball. Tried to keep that one in the field of play, just missed it. And sometimes the grass kind of goes up and down, so it depends on where it lands. Because if it lands on a hill, it might be in play, but if it lands in a valley, it might be out of play. Seen that at a couple of fields this year. So Smith up, 1 on, 7 in, 1 out, 0-1 count, now a 1-1 count. Smith scored twice in the first game. That one's in the dirt. Play at third is going to be thrown behind the runner. Good backup out there by the shortstop. Playing shortstop, Strafford goes back to shortstop. And line drive back up the middle. That'll be an RBI single. Suarez keeps it in front of her and gets it into the shortstop. Cutoff. It's going to throw it back to the pitcher. So an RBI single by Smith makes it 8-0. Hard ground ball past the second baseman. Smith rounds first, straight on to second. Is going to be Moore on to third. And the ball will get past the pitcher and into the catcher, and Moore's going to stay at third. She got hit by a pitch and scored in the first. Triples here with an RBI in the second, or pardon me, still in the first. Smith comes around to score. 9-0 the score, and that one's coming my way and over me and into the dirt. 1-1 the count. Casillas, who had an inside the park home run here in the first inning. Flies that one to center field. Suarez came in and then had to go back on it, and it'll go over her head. 10th run scores. Casillas coming around to third, and they're going to throw it home and stop her there at third. Back-to-back triples out there. Moore comes around to score for her second time here in the first inning, and 10-0 now the score. That one gets away from the catcher. Winger's having some trouble out there, and a hard line drive toward the fence and gone. Stockseth lines a home run over center field. I'm going to tell this young lady thank you for missing the camera. 12-0. She hits it right over the Madison Garcia sign. Well, in between that one and the Parker sign, both Grand Canyon 2011, 2015. So a 2-run blast out there by Stockseth, the shortstop. He's been up twice, walked in the first and scored. Home run here also in the first. And 12-0 the score here. Camp Verde in control. Fly ball left center field, and that one's going to bounce the fence. Huey's going to turn second and go to third. And they'll get the ball back into the pitcher, back into the circle. So the triple, Huey comes back for her first home game, third game, coming back from the knee recovery. And there's a strike. Sharp is up there. She scored in the first inning. That one's going to be low. Good stop by the Sedona catcher. 1-1 the count. Finley on deck. That one's going to be popped and gets by the shortstop. Huey will come in to score. And the single by Sharp to center field out there. 13-0. Finley steps in, intentionally walked in the first. Came around to score, lines that one foul down the right side. We're at number 27, batting .424 on the season. 14 hits, 4 runs, 12 RBIs. Has a double, 3 home runs on the season. Drives that one left field. That's going to stay in the park, but bounces off the fence. And Sharp comes around and will score. Finley with a stand-up double. Ball gets away, and she'll trot on down to third. 14-0, and Zimmerman will come in to run for her, although Finley's done 3/4 of the work already, getting a third. Holm will come up. A triple and an RBI. That one will get down the third baseline. Zimmerman will come home to score. And Holm is looking to go to third. A play at third, and the tag just a little high. She's safe underneath the tag. $15-0. 1 out, still bottom of the first. And now we got to repair third base. Slid too hard into third base. Peterson comes up, walked and scored earlier in the first, comes up the second time. With Holm on third. One out, one on, bottom of the first. Camp Verde has gone for an onslaught of offense here in the bottom of the first, hitting the ball all over the place. Big swing and a miss out there. Peterson comes in batting .240 on the season. 6 for 25 and a 1-strike count. That one bounces in, 1-1. Good stop by the catcher, keeping it in front of her. 3 RBIs, couple of doubles. Walk earlier in this game. Wenger delivers that one high. 2-1 the count. Senior stands up at the plate and watch that one go high. 3-1 the count. Here at Doug Davis Field on the campus of Camp Verde High School, and that one gets by the catcher. Coming home to score is Holm. They throw the ball down to second. Oh, off the glove and into right field. And on to third goes Peterson. So the walk, the immediate turn down to second. Coming home on the pass ball is Holm. Back to the top of the order. Smith comes up for the third time here in the first inning. And that one's low. Good stop behind the plate by Strafford. Now playing catcher. Wenger on the mound, gets her to pop it up, and it is caught out there by the third baseman. Burgos now playing third base, was playing second base in the first game. And the pop-up is the second out in the inning. Smith has actually had both outs so far in this inning. In between, got an RBI single and a score, and that one's down the third base line and foul. Moore is up with a 1-1 count, 1 on, 2 outs. 16 in here in the bottom of the first. Moore got hit by a pitch and scored in the first, well, in this inning, earlier in this inning, and then an RBI triple. And leaving early from third base is Peterson for the third out of the first inning. So 16-0. Camp Verde comes out to play defense. The Scorpions come up to bat in the top of the second. We'll be back after this.
The Suzy Q Market is the most convenient stop for road trips with 1,500 beverage selections and plenty of snacks. And save on Conoco fuel with your Kickback Rewards card. The Suzy Q drive-thru window is the most convenient way to stop for those essentials on the way home.
Road trips start here with something for everyone.
At Suzy Q.
Shop local first, always.
Go for others.
The earth beneath my feet is turning like a wheel.
Your first set of wheels didn't come with complications, or strings, or hassles. It can be that way again. There's a simpler way to buy tires at Tire Pros.
We're hassle-free, guaranteed.
Well, power versus power. Jimenez, the first baseman, is up. A big swing and a miss. That's actually strike two. Finley's throwing fireballs out there. Start the second inning. 16-0. Camp Verde is going on an onslaught, and that'll be strike three to start the second inning. 4th strikeout in the game for Finley. Stafford steps in. Playing catcher here in the second game was the shortstop in the first one. And we'll swing and miss at that one. 0-1 the count. Wind still blowing out to center field out here today at Camp Verde High School. Finley delivers, and that one's fouled back. Got a piece of it. I want to thank our friends at Gordon & Gordon Law, combining honesty, integrity, and hometown values. That one's fouled off. Staying alive is Stafford out there for Sedona. Gordon & Gordon Law, legal excellence in every representation, from family law to probate, trust, and even estate planning. Gordon & Gordon attorneys at law, trust well placed. Took something off for the strikeout. Finley's been perfect so far. And that's going to bring up Sturgeon, the left fielder. Swings at strike one. This is game 2 of the doubleheader out here. Camp Verde victorious in the first one. High strike, swing and miss. 19-5 in the first one, leading the second one, top of the second, by a score of 16-0. And that one will be strike three. Striking out the side in the second is Finley. Camp Verde Cowboys coming up. Bottom of the second, leading 16-0. We're back after this.
At Camp Verde Ace Hardware, you'll find their employees are friendly and very helpful. It's a family-owned hardware store, and they'll treat you like a member of the family. At Camp Verde Ace Hardware, they stock household tools and all kinds of supplies. You can take advantage of their rental department. From the moment you walk in the door till the time you leave, you'll know why Camp Verde Ace Hardware is the home of legendary customer service. Pay them a visit on Main Street in Camp Verde.
Lawler Construction is the exclusive builder at Mesquite Hills Subdivision in Cottonwood, a premier local builder of custom residential and commercial projects for 33 years. Lawler Construction uses green construction methods, building efficiency into every custom design. Lawler Construction is a certified Energy Star builder. For examples, visit LawlerConstructionAZ.com. Thank you for your business, confidence, and continued referrals. Lawler Construction, a proud supporter of baseball and softball at all levels.
Back here at Camp Verde High School, well, taking a look at the 2A rankings, the Benson Bobcats. They've got quite a squad out here today. They will be playing number 27 Santa Cruz out here today. They are number 1. Trivium Prep slipped up to number 2, actually, slipped by Camp Verde. Now, it is close. In the PowerPoint ratings, Trivium comes in at 12.85. Camp Verde slipped to 12.71, so it is close. And Camp Verde out here today trying to get their work done against the Sedona Scorpions. Won the first one by a score of 19-5, leading the second one here in the second inning, 16-0, and more comes up. She scored twice in the first inning. Was up to bat when Peterson left early from third for the third out. So she got hit by a pitch earlier in the first and came around to score. And an RBI triple later in the first. And ball one. Second inning action, gorgeous day for softball. One of 7 different games that you're going to see available on Verde Valley TV. Mingus and Arcadia baseball, Mingus and Bradshaw baseball. A couple of Mingus softball games for you. One's in the books against Bradshaw. Another one coming up a little bit later on, April 11th. We'll record that one, and it'll be Mingus and Flagstaff. These two games, as we watch Moore take the walk down to first. Been on base 3 times now in the game, and that's going to bring up Casillas. Inside the park, home run, and then a triple. And shows bunt. Runner takes off for second, no throw. Ball one the count. So these two softball games between Camp Verde and Sedona, that one will get by the catcher, and on to third goes Moore. Also have Sedona and Camp Verde baseball coming up on April 20th. That one will be at Sedona. Catch all the games at VerdeValleyTV.com or find the link through myradioplace.com. That one is high. Of course, Suddenlink Channel 2, Cable 1, Channel 56. And gets the strike through. Good pitch. 2-1 the count. Casillas, the center fielder, is up. Stockseth, the speedy shortstop, on deck. That one gets away slightly from the catcher. And the walk. Pitcher watches her this time. So first and third, 2 on for Stockseth. Walked and scored in the first, and also a 2-run home run in the first. And the pass ball goes for a runner coming around to score, and then coming first to third is Casillas on the pass ball. 17-0 now, 1 on, nobody out. Stockseth up, and that one bounces. 2-0 the count on the power hitting shortstop. Came into today's game with 7 home runs. That one's way high. 3-0 the count. Came into today's game with 7 home runs, and inside the park home run in game 1 and a 2-run blast center field, and that one past the third baseman and into left field. Stockseth turns first, and they will throw on ahead of her. Runner back to second base. So the double out there. Coming around to score is Casillas for the 18th run of the game, an RBI double. Hard hit ball by Huey and gone. Left field fence, 2-run blast. First pitch she sees here in the second inning, and that'll make it 20-0, the Camp Verde squad over the Scorpions. Two-run blast out there, second of the game. First one by Stockseth, who scores on this one after the double. Foul ball from Sharp, the right fielder. Wind had no effect on either one of those home runs, both line drives. And Sharp is in a hole 0-1. And that one is a ball low. Second inning action. Camp Verde up 20-0 in game number 2. Already victorious in game 1, 19-5. And Sedona still out there battling. Sedona came to play here today. They put up 4 in the first inning of game number 1. And that one's outside, 3-1 the count. 4 runs in the first inning, came to play. Gave up 8 in the first inning, and that one's going to get by the right fielder and go to the wall. Sharp is on her pony. She'll hit second, not even slowing down, and will turn third and head on home. Throw's going to come in late. Circling the bases is going to be Sharp. Got it to the right field fence. That'll make it 21-0. And Finley's up there with Blackjack on the scoreboard. JC was walked her first time up, and she'll launch that one for a home run over the left center field fence. That's her 4th home run of the season. That one got up into the wind and defied the wind. Blowing across to right field. It didn't move. $22-0. Nobody out here in the bottom of the second, and home is up. She has scored twice, 2 triples. And that one's thrown behind her. She skips out of the way. Wenger on the mound out here for Sedona, and she'll deliver that one high. Sedona's a young team, just looking to come back around. That one will get down the first base line into right field toward the fence. Uribe runs it down. Home hits second, looking for third, and we'll go ahead and stop there. Wenger stops that one in the circle. 3 triples for home in this one. It's been an extra base hit galore here in the first and second inning, and that one's high. And home leaves early for out number 1. So base is empty. In a 2-0 count on Peterson, the designated player. 1 out, nobody on, and that one's high. Two Sharps in the ball game. So actually it is Miranda Sharp that'll be batting. I'll make it a 3-1 count on Miranda Sharp. She'll dig herself in and look at the 3-1 count, and a little fly ball over the shoulder attempt by the second baseman. It falls into right field for the single. The second inning continues. Smith will step back up, her fourth plate appearance. She singled and scored. That one will skip by the catcher. And they'll throw on to third. They've got a tag play, and the call is out. They called her out. So trying to go first to third on the passed ball. And the putout goes the catcher to the third baseman, and a line drive off the second baseman's glove. And they'll get the ball back in. So a hard single out there by Smith. Her second hit in game number 2. And that'll bring up more. She's been up 3 times, scored 3 times. Hit by a pitch early in the first. An RBI triple also in the first. In the second, walked. Ground ball, second shortstop rather. And she'll gather it up, but doesn't have a play. So back-to-back singles out here. And that's going to bring up Casillas. That one gets by the catcher. Both runners advance. Moore to second, Smith to third. Center fielder out here for Camp Verde. Inside the park, home run in the first, as well as a triple, walked and scored. And that one bounces all the way back to the pitcher, and both runners leave early for outs number 2 and 3 here in the bottom of the second. We'll go to the top of the third. 22-0, Camp Verde on top.
All Price Insurance on Main Street in Cottonwood is your local insurance provider for personal and commercial insurance. Call and compare 23 insurance companies for home, health, auto, RV, motorcycle, boat, or ATV. Specialty insurance and insurance bonds are no problem at All Price Insurance. Call or visit All Price Insurance today.
People often refer to Larry Green Chevrolet as the people place. Keeping that reputation is a priority in the community and with every customer that comes through the door. Larry Green Chevrolet, we're better and we'll prove it. If you're in the market for a new or pre-owned car, truck, van, or SUV, you'll find our selection extensive and the sales team professional and courteous. Visit Larry Green Chevrolet just off Highway 260 next to Walmart or LarryGreenChevrolet.com.
Game number 2 of the doubleheader, and Finley's going to be pulled for a substitute pitcher. She was faced 6 and actually was 3 up, 3 down in the first and the second inning. Started today's game with 104 strikeouts and will exit at this point in the game with 110 strikeouts on the season. Struck out every batter she saw. And coming up for the Scorpions, Suarez will start off. Suarez will put that one in play to the shortstop, Stockseth, across the diamond, and a ground out to start off the third inning. Wenger up, the pitcher, and she'll foul that one off. Summer back on the mound. She pitched to finish and complete the game. In game number 1, Camp Verde was victorious 19-5. That one lined into left field and caught out there. Sturgeon comes in and puts that one away for out number 2. Uribe comes up. The right fielder jumps in the batter's box. She was 0 for 2 in the first game, looking for her first hit. Swings at that one a little outside. Sedona had 6 hits, 5 runs in the first game. Still looking for their first hit here in game number 2. Trailing by a little, 22-0. And she'll get a piece of that one, foul. 1-2 the count now. Scoreboard says 0-2, but I think the pitch behind her was a 1-2, and that one she skips away. That's going to be 2-2 the count on the left fielder from Sedona. Scorpions looking for their first base runner. Wind up from Summer, and that one's fouled away. Just got the bat out there. Stays alive with a 2-2 count. 2 out. Nobody on here for Sedona. And that one's out. goes after it for the strikeout. So 9 up, 9 down here for Sedona. Camp Verde with a commanding 22-0 lead. Will come up bottom of the third after this.
Hi, Jerry Butterbrook. Century 21 Sexton Realty has been an important part of the Verde Valley since 1954, helping people to buy or sell property with services like teamwork and integrity. Verde Valley has grown, and so has Century 21, with offices in Cottonwood and Sedona. Century 21 is always looking to hire those exceptional agents that are smarter, bolder, and faster. Call Cottonwood 634-5544. Call Sedona 282-1490.
I'm Chris.
And I'm Tandy, owners of Taylor Waste.
We're the last local garbage company homegrown in the Verde Valley.
And we want to be your first choice for residential and small business garbage service.
Get a free month service when you make the switch to Taylor Waste. Visit TaylorWaste.com for more information.
Or to start service, call Taylor Waste at 649-2662.
Taylor Waste, service tailored to your needs.
Casillas, Stockseth, and Huey coming up for the Camp Verde squad. Anybody gets on, Sharp will be in the double hole. Well, Stockseth came into today, and she was all over the 2A leaderboard. In fact, had 30 RBIs coming in today. She's added to that total. May have actually moved up from number 4 to number 3. Depending on what happens with her opponents ahead of her. She was number 3 in home runs with 7. Today, she's had 1 home run per game so far, so she's jumped up to number 9. That would make her number 2 for sure. She was number 3 in slugging percentage. Line drive, center field. That's going to get by the center fielder and go to the fence. Rounding first is Casillas. Does not know what a stop sign looks like as she turns around and gets to third. The ball comes into home, and she will lead off the third inning with a triple. An inside the park home run, a triple, and a walk. She scored 3 times. So 3 for 3, 3 runs scored, and RBIs. And Stockseth, fly ball, center field. It'll go off the fence as she is on her horse as well. Hits third, and will hit the brakes right there at third. Thought about it nonetheless. Gets the RBI as Casillas comes home, but ends up with a triple. So she actually needs a single to complete the cycle out there. Walked and scored in the first. Home run in the first as well. And now she leaves early and is called out. So 1 out, nobody on now. Huey's up. Going back to Stockseth. She's got a triple, a double, and a home run. Just needs the single. Jenna Huey, first home game back from her knee rehabilitation, and she'll look at that one high. Hit a home run in the second. 2-run shot. Tripled in the first. Walked in the first as well. She scored 3 times. Now looking at a 3-0 count on the second baseman here. And she'll get a pitch to hit. Pop it up. Shortstop on it and making the catch for the second out there for Sedona. 2 out, 1 in, 23-0. Sharp, the right fielder, is up. She walked in the first and scored, singled also in the first and scored. An inside the park home run in the second and ball 1 on the right fielder here in the third. Play 7 in high school softball unless one team is leading the other by 10 or more through the 5th inning. 2-0 the count. That one will get away. 3-0 the count. That one's just a little high to the outside. Wenger's got to get a little tired here. She pitched the first game, did not start the second game, but was in the second game again here in the first. Ground ball goes to the shortstop, tries to get the short route at second, and getting back to the base is going to be Sharp. Sharp ran by the base. The second baseman didn't hang on to the ball for the force out there, and she ran by the base and then almost got tagged out. So Sharp is on second. And Summer is sitting on first. Summer replaced J.C. Findlay, who started the game for Camp Verde. And fly ball left field. It is off the mitt, and leaving early from second base is going to be Sharp for the third out of the inning. So through 3, Camp Verde leading 23-0. Sedona's got some work to do when we come back after this.
Hi, Jerry Butterbrook. Century 21 Sexton Realty has been an important part of the Verde Valley since 1954, helping people to buy or sell property with services like teamwork and integrity. Verde Valley has grown, and so has Century 21, with offices in Cottonwood and Sedona. Century 21 is always looking to hire those exceptional agents that are smarter, bolder, and faster. Call Cottonwood 634-5544. Call Sedona 282-1490.
I'm Chris.
And I'm Tandy, owners of Taylor Waste.
We're the last local garbage company homegrown in the Verde Valley.
And we want to be your first choice for residential and small business garbage service.
Get a free month service when you make the switch to Taylor Waste. Visit TaylorWaste.com for more information.
Or to start service, call Taylor Waste at 649-2662.
Taylor Waste, service tailored to your needs.
23-0. Camp Verde leads Sedona, trying to get back in it here. They'll start with the top of the order here in the third or the fourth. Believe we're top of the order here in the fourth. Scoreboard still says 3. They're a little bit behind. Somebody went to the snack bar to get popcorn, I'm sure. Summer back on the mound here for Camp Verde. Finished game 1 between these two squads. And a fly ball short center field, and it's going to drop. A leadoff single out there by Horton gets things underway here for Sedona. They've got some work to do here in the top of the fourth. But that's the way you start. There is no way to hit a 14-run home run. So you're going to have base runners out here. Line drive, left field, and that gets down into the corner. Horton round second, coming to third, and they're going to center. Coming all the way around, and a stand-up triple, an RBI stand-up triple out there for Sedona. Great job, and that's going to be Duran. Caught the first game, gets the RBI triple, and Sedona's on the board as Horton comes around to score from first. 23-1. Reaches out for that one. Down to the first baseman, Peterson, but coming home to score is going to be Duran. So 23-2 now. With the ground out to the first baseman. Jimenez is in and looks at that one high and away. Struck out her first time up. Nobody on. 1 out, 2 in though for Sedona. And swings and misses at that one. 1-1 the count. Dernay behind the plate now for Camp Verde. Line drive left field as it stays inside the line, and Jimenez rounds first and keeps it alive with a single. Ball gets away at second base, but Peterson wisely picks it up. First hit by Jimenez here today. Comes at a good time for the Scorpions. Stafford sets up, struck out her first time, 1 out, and she'll ground that one past the pitcher, and second baseman is going to tag out the runner coming toward her. Chavez out there playing second base, and then they throw on to first for a double play. All right, so that's going to end the thread here in the 4th inning for the Scorpions. 23-2, they do get 2 as Horton comes around to score, as well as Duran. Camp Verde coming up to bat right after this.
The Suzy Q Market is the most convenient stop for road trips with 1,500 beverage selections and plenty of snacks. And save on Conoco fuel with your Kickback Rewards card. The Suzy Q drive-thru window is the most convenient way to stop for those essentials on the way home.
Road trips start here with something for everyone.
At Suzy Q.
Shop local first, always.
Go for others.
The earth beneath my feet is turning like a wheel.
Your first set of wheels didn't come with complications, or strings, or hassles. It can be that way again. There's a simpler way to buy tires at Tire Pros.
We're hassle-free, guaranteed.
Back here at Camp Verde High School, well, this is going to be a wrap after 4 innings. Sedona went ahead and called the game. Camp Verde victorious in the first one, 19-5, and wins the second one by a score of 23-2. Lots of offense for Camp Verde, but Sedona played with heart and never gave up. In fact, scored 2 in the top of the 4th, trying to put together a comeback here in the top of the 4th. We want to thank Jones Ford for being one of our sponsors for Verde Valley Baseball and Softball. Jones Ford has been taking care of Arizonans since 1970. In fact, their 48-year tradition of treating customers like neighbors is easy to see in every visit, every service, even every cup of coffee. See the Jones Ford difference between Cottonwood and Camp Verde on Route 260. Also want to thank some of our other sponsors, including Arizona Smile Designers on Willard in Cottonwood, also at azsmiledesigners.com, and our friends from Gordon and Gordon Law. In fact, the most common reasons for bankruptcy are unforeseen circumstances. Well, Gordon and Gordon attorneys at law understand you need to look at all the alternatives. For a free non-judgmental consultation, call 649-8609 or visit GordonLawAZ.com. Taking a look at the Sedona Scorpions out here today. Well, Horton started off the game here and ends up 1-for-2 with a run scored, scoring that run here in the 4th inning. Base hit to center field, and then an RBI triple by Duran scores her in the 4th. She goes 1-for-2 with a run and an RBI. Also going 1-for-2 in the game is Jimenez. Stafford 0-for-2, Sturgeon 0-for-2 in game 2, Suarez 0-for-2, Wenger, 0-for-1 in the game, Uribe 0-for-1. Sedona put together 6 hits and 5 runs here in the first game, 3 hits and 2 runs here in the second game. We'll take a break here from Camp Verde High School, take a look at the victorious Camp Verde squad and look at their upcoming schedule and where they go as they are trying to gear up here, going around the corner for playoffs coming up soon. In fact, early May. We'll be back to Camp Verde High School after this.
At Camp Verde Ace Hardware, you'll find their employees are friendly and very helpful. It's a family-owned hardware store, and they'll treat you like a member of the family. At Camp Verde Ace Hardware, they stock household tools and all kinds of supplies. You can take advantage of their rental department. From the moment you walk in the door till the time you leave, you'll know why Camp Verde Ace Hardware is the home of legendary customer service. Pay them a visit on Main Street in Camp Verde.
Lawler Construction is the exclusive builder at Mesquite Hills Subdivision in Cottonwood, a premier local builder of custom residential and commercial projects for 33 years. Lawler Construction uses green construction methods, building efficiency into every custom design. Lawler Construction is a certified Energy Star builder. For examples, visit LawlerConstructionAZ.com. Thank you for your business, confidence, and continued referrals. Lawler Construction, a proud supporter of baseball and softball at all levels.
Back here at Camp Verde High School, well, in game number 1, Camp Verde took care of business, putting up 19 runs on the board. In fact, an 8-run first inning really set the pace in the third inning. Well, they put up 2 in the second and then another 6 in the third. And game number 2, they did most of their damage in the first inning. 16 runs in the first inning. Smith ends up 2 for 4 with a run and an RBI here in the game. Moore ends up scoring 3 times. Hit by a pitch once, walked once, scored both of those times, and then had a single and a triple to go along with it. Casillas, speedster, inside the park home run and a triple in the first, scored both of those times, walked and scored in the second, and tripled and scored in the third. Stockseth, I thought we were going to get to see a cycle out here. Walked in the first, which is not like getting a single, but close. Ended up a 2-run home run shot, also in the first, an RBI double, and scored in the second, and in the third had the triple. Had she been able to get back up to bat, picked up a single, she would have the cycle out there. Jenna Huey, welcome back, Jenna, to the Camp Verde squad as she ends up scoring 3 times here in game number 2. Walked and scored, tripled and scored in the first, had a RBI home run, a 2-run shot in the second. Ends up 1 for 3 in the game. Sharp, a right fielder, walked and scored and singled and scored in the first, had an inside park home run here in the second, and walked again in the sixth. J.C. Finley intentionally walked in the first and scored. Well, actually, Zimmerman scored for her, doubled and scored also in the first, and had a solo home run shot in the second. Holm ended up 3 triples. How about that? 3 triples here in game number 2. Scored on 2 of them. Had 3 RBIs to go along with it. Peterson ended up walking and scoring, and Miranda Sharp ended up 1 for 2 in the game. Once again, your final for game number 2, 23-2. Final for game number 1, 19-5. Glad you have been along with us. Remember, you can catch all the games, all of our games. We've got 7 games total available on Verde Valley TV, and you can catch the games on Suddenlink Channel 2, or of course Cable 1, Channel 56. Or you can check them out online and go to myradioplace.com, verdevalleytv.com. As we take a look at the upcoming Camp Verde squad schedule as they go victorious back-to-back over Sedona Red Rock. They're going to take a break and do the Marauder Softball Tournament on April 5th and 6th. They'll get to see Apollo, Catalina Foothills. Ooh, that'll be a good one. Prescott, who's struggling a little bit for a 4A squad here this year. Arizona College Prep. Westview will be another opponent in that one. And then on the 9th, it's back to regular season play. They got Valley Lutheran left on the schedule. North Point Prep, that'll be a good one, as well as Northland Prep. Scottsdale Prep, that game on the 23rd has been canceled, and then they'll finish out April 25th. Versus Glendale Prep here at Camp Verde High School. And then on to the playoffs. Now, if they make it and stay where they are ranked right now, number 3, then they'll skip the whole play-in round and get to start off with round 1 of the 2A state playoffs. And in 2A, it is a 16-team tournament, which is just going to be single elimination for that particular bracket. That's going to start on Wednesday, May 1st at the high seed. That's the play-in tournament, pardon me. Then when they go on to the first round of the playoffs, it'll be May 3rd. That'll be down at Rose Moffitt Softball Complex. That is a gorgeous place to play softball. Second round also at that location on the 4th, and they get a little break as they go to the semifinal round on May 10th. Rose Moffitt Softball Complex, and then the final for 2A is going to be on Monday, May 6th, or pardon me, Tuesday, May 14th, pardon me, 5:30 p.m. at ASU. What a thrill. We certainly wish both of these squads fantastic luck for the rest of the season. I'm Jackie Bessler with Verde Valley TV bidding you adieu. Have a great day, everyone.